Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well. We've had some requests to see some video of our snakes and turtles out here at the Hurstville Interpretive Center. We do have some live education animals. We often use them for classroom programs at the schools, public programs, but also just visitors to the center can come out and we'll get the animals out and you can hold them, touch them. Right now the center is closed to the public, but once things sort of maybe go back to normal, we invite you to stop out during our business hours and see these guys up close. So meet our milk snake. I put him on a white piece of paper here because it does blend in well with the carpet. So maybe we could use the word camouflage right there, although he's not in his native habitat. He does camouflage well with our carpet. So I'm going to kind of bring him back on the white paper so you guys all can get a better look at our milk snake. So we acquired this snake actually back in 2009. So thinking about that, we've had this snake over a decade already. And he was a few years old when we got him from a former park ranger at Maquoketa Caves. So he's probably about 15 years old, which is about the lifespan of a snake, a milk snake anyway, in the wild. But in captivity, they can live a little longer. So hopefully we have him for a few more years here. Milk snakes are pretty common across the eastern United States. They can go, actually, they're ranged up into Canada, down, all the way down to South America. There's actually about 25 subspecies of milk snakes. We have two here in Iowa. One subspecies, the one you're looking at, is the eastern milk snake. And then I actually grabbed a picture here of the red milk snake. And just look at the differences between the two. And of all the subspecies of milk snakes, they can really vary in color. But they all certainly have sort of this banded coloration of maybe some reds and blacks, some whites or yellows. And it's really interesting to think about how some of these bright patches, this bright coloration on these milk snakes, is actually a form of mimicry. While milk snakes are non-venomous, those patches can resemble venomous snakes, and it is a way for them to defend themselves against predators. So a cool form of mimicry right there. Nature's pretty awesome. One question we get a lot about our snakes is, what do we feed them? Well, everybody think to yourself back home here, are snakes herbivores, carnivores, omnivores? What do snakes eat? All right, if you said carnivore, you are correct. Snakes are meat eaters. And in the wild, snakes will eat a variety of things, small rodents like mice, but they'll eat lizards, even other snakes, birds, eggs. But here in captivity at the center, we do order mice online. We get them frozen, we thaw them out, and we feed them to the snakes. So that's what our snakes eat here at the center. And actually, watch our calendar of events. We often sometimes have some public feeding programs where you can come out and watch us feed the animals. So milk snakes have kind of a neat story about how they got their name. This is a folk tale. It was said that milk snakes would sneak into the barns and drink the milk from the cows. Well, we just talked about snakes are carnivores. They do not drink milk. They might have been in those barns actually seeking out the mice that were in the barns, looking for food. All right, got the snake back on the sheet. Oh, it's just going to come right back. I think it's trying to hide under my shoes. So snakes are reptiles. This milk snake, just like any other reptile, is cold-blooded. And so here in Iowa, that means that snakes do hibernate because of our cold Iowa winters. It is springtime, so coming out of hibernation here, they're coming out of their hibernaculums here now in late March, early April. And for the first few days, they're pretty lethargic. They don't move a whole lot. It takes a little bit for them to kind of warm up their bodies and become more active. And so watch for those snakes as they come out of hibernaculum. And another thing about snakes is they are covered in scales, just like all reptiles. And this snake, you can actually see it's still trying to shed some of its scales there. Scales serve a few purposes for reptiles. They do help the snakes retain some moisture, especially in dry, arid climates. That helps them out a lot. And it does reduce friction as they move around on their bellies there. Okay, this snake's all over the place now. Snakes can be found in forested areas, forest edges here in eastern Iowa. A fairly common snake. You'll see them around. Well, that's all I have for now. If you have any questions, feel free to post those in the comments and we'll hopefully be able to answer those for you. Thanks for watching.